Well, coming away with a point in the end, how would you summarise the 90 minutes for your side?
Yeah, I thought we went into half-time 2-1 up, and I thought that was probably Weston were hard done by that in the first half. We weren't really happy with how we performed. Obviously delighted to get the goals and go 2-1 up, but we knew we needed to improve in the second half, and I thought we had aspects where we did improve. We defended well when we had to defend, and even late on in the game there we showed an impetus to go forward and try and create more chances. You know, we did that with the inclusion of more attacking players as well, and we created some chances at the end and defended well when we had to. So, listen, the point is not what we wanted. We wanted 3 points because we know we want to move up the table, and that's what we need to do, win games. But we'll take the point and then we'll try and build on that in the next game against Newcastle at home.
Because you've got 7 draws on the season now. It's far and away the most draws of any side of the competition. And I guess it's preferable to losing the games, but have you put your finger on why you're just not getting over the lines in these games and what you can do to start taking 3 points from them? Yeah,
I think it's probably, I've highlighted in games before this season, probably not creating as many chances as we want to and not taking them opportunities and not firing in the attacking third as well. We've obviously conceded more goals than we want to concede, but I think we've shored that up a little bit, and we defended well when we had to defend today against a good team. But it's probably in the attacking phase of the game where we need to be better, and you know, whether that's that little bit of quality and that little bit of composure in front of goal and that little bit of confidence from our attacking players. But yeah, we're working on that. Like you said, we got 2 goals today, particularly the goal with Nathan Paul with overlapping and the fullback. That's an area where we said we need to get better, attacking on the flanks and getting good balls into the box. And we work a lot on set plays. I know the goal's gone straight in, but you know, we work on that type of delivery as well. So yeah, that's an area where we can improve for sure. And I think if we get that improved and still keep that defensive solidity, then we'll start winning games.
Do you feel like you can pick your scraps the back end of the season? Because obviously so much turnover and you're juggling it all with ACL as well. I know you're still going to do that later on, but it must feel like it's gelling a bit more. Some of these younger or newer guys are able to gel as well.
I think so. We're asking a lot of the young players, but this is what we want to do. We want to give young players the opportunity. And they have to be stressed, and sometimes, you know, the amount of games we have and the challenge in that, it stresses young players, but that's a good thing for their growth and their development. And you know, the good thing for us now is we're starting to see players come back to training. You know, Miguel De Pizio being one of them who's in full training now and really pushing over the coming weeks to get back in the squad. He's been a massive miss for us, and there's no doubt that the injuries have played their part, but we're never going to use them as an excuse. And this is why we have a squad, and this is why, you know, the young players in our squad need to be ready to go and impact the game. And you know, our young players are doing that at the minute and learning a lot. So I think once we start getting players back and start improving in the final third a little bit more and getting more consistency with that, we'll start moving up the table, and we're really confident we can do that.
Pretty tight turnaround, or very tight turnaround rather, to the derby this weekend. Is that a good thing, or are you going to have to rotate? How do you see it?
No, well, yeah, I mean, I wish we had the luxury of rotating, but like I said, there's opportunities now. Abdul Faisal coming in, signing, you know, he's new to the club, he's learning how we play, and he's had 2 good impacts from the bench now, so I'm sure he'll be pushing for a starting place soon. Like I said, we've got Miguel De Pizio coming back from injury. He played in a practice game today and had some minutes in that. Back at the training ground on the Central Coast, so we'll assess that and see how he came through that, and you know, I'm sure he'll be vying for a place shortly. But no, we'll recover the boys, we'll see where they are from a physical point of view, and you know, we'll be just readying everybody to go again. We'll look at what Newcastle are going to bring, but you know, we'll be looking to take our game to Newcastle playing at home.
With this, you've got a busy period coming up, and I guess every A-League club has busy periods, but yours are unique in that you have to go to Japan during yours, and you feature 2 ACL games in there. I guess because we already know you can't progress in the ACL, how do you incorporate those ACL games into your periodisation planning? Do you approach them differently now? Is it an opportunity to rest players more so? How do you approach those?
Well, we'll take each game as it comes, and we'll have to see what happens after the league games and see where we are with injuries, because like with every game it presents different physical challenges to the players. hopefully we've got players coming back for that as well. Like I said, Miguel Di Pizio and Alfie McCalmont will be out for a few weeks, but he might be back for the last game in the Champions League, so that might be a chance to get him back into the squad as well and get him a run of games. So we'll just have to assess it when it comes around. It could be an opportunity for us to rotate players, like you said, but I'm a big believer on building momentum and building a solid team. And if you look at our team last year, you know, we had a consistent team in there, and I think when you have that consistency with players available all the time and playing together, it builds that kind of working relationship with each other. And then you've got the subs to come on and impact the game towards the end of it. So we'll just assess where we are when those games come, and if I feel like I can rotate, then I will do. But you know, I'll be really trying to build some momentum going forward.
As Anna said before, you've had a lot of turnover in your playing squad this season, but it was just a couple of days ago, or maybe yesterday, I think, Alyssa, the CEO of the club, posted that she'd officially left the Mariners on her LinkedIn, and we've seen turnover in that sort of roles in the S&C department over the past 12 months for the Mariners. How difficult has that been for you and the playing group? Has that compounded the challenges that you've faced in squad turnover, but also backroom and turnover as well?
No, probably off the field stuff, and you kind of in the office and with the staff has not really affected the team. What does affect the team is the turnover of players. Of course it does. Losing big players, and I put Danny Vukovic in that as well, because although he's still on the staff, he's not playing anymore. So you've got Danny Vukovic, Jacob Farrell, Dan Hall, Max Ballard, Josh Nisbet, Angel Torres as well, not available. Big players, really big players, and hard to replace when you can't go like for like. We got those players to a level to move on and progress in their careers. And where we can go attack the transfer market is not to replace like for like. I've said this before. I think any team in the world who achieved what we achieved last year with that squad would probably add to the squad, not dismantle it. But it's the things we have to do at the Mariners, and you know, players have ambitions to go play higher in Europe and in different countries, and we respect that. We know what it is. We know what the process is, and we've got to bring players in who we feel have got that potential to get there. And we're working with these players and promote young players as well. You know, Hayne Eames, Arthur De Lima, Big Dylan in goal. You know, great examples of players getting opportunities at a high level, A-League level, first team level, and really thriving. Like I said, there's going to be some stress there for those young players and some challenges for them. But those challenges are good for their long-term development. So that's what we're looking at. And, you know, there's been no other challenges bar the turnover of players for us.
Dylan, I guess with the young keepers, they're going to grow, they're going to make errors. Free kick tonight, growing experience, a learning experience for him, how to set a wall.
I think so, and I couldn't really see from the bench and the angle on the camera, but certainly in my opinion to get a left-footed shot into the goal there is probably a mistake with the setup of the wall. But like I said, mistakes happen on the pitch all over. When you make a mistake as a goalkeeper, it's usually ends up in a goal. But again, challenges for these young players. This is what it's all about, and giving them the experience and putting the trust in our young players to go and compete and make decisions on the pitch. They won't get everything right, but as I always say, as long as they learn from those mistakes and get better, then that shows growth. So it's a challenging time. And probably a decision probably got wrong with the wall, but we'll back him, we'll teach him, we'll help him, like we'll do with all the young players, and we'll get them better.
And any injury or fitness concerns coming out of tonight?
I don't think so, no, not from this point of view. I think Stormy took a knock towards the end. Like I said, there were some tired legs there. We've had a lot of travel and a lot of games, and we've been pushing the players a lot. But I don't think there's anything that stands out there. Like you say, you have to assess it the day after or a couple of days after, because you never know with the adrenaline of the game. But you know, touch wood, there's no more injuries for us.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.